Picto4me is a free app in Google Chrome that can be utilized within your Google Drive to create visually stimulating and interactive communication boards for students. To get Picto4me, simply go to the Chrome Web Store, do a search, and add the app. Once I've added Picto4me to my Google account, I can click here on my apps to open the application. This is going to take me directly to the Picto4me site where I can log in and create my first Picto board. So once I am on the Picto4me site, I'll be prompted to log in, and it will just log me into my Google account, as you can see up here. And it will bring me to my first blank untitled board. And I can do a few things before I actually start creating my board, like change the name, the title of my board, and I'm going to make that the winter board. And I can also change the number of columns and rows. So I'm just going to make this a 2 by 2 pictogram. I can change the size here of the boxes, and just going to click that. Okay, so we can start creating our board, and I am doing a board about winter. So I'm going to just start by clicking on my first box there and doing a search for some snow scenes. And I just simply type the word snow in here, hit enter, and Picto4me is going to open up its database of related pictures. And I can scroll through and see which one I like. And I'm going to choose this one. So to add my snow picture, I just need to hover over it, and I can either double click to add it to the board, or I can click the check mark and it will add it to the board. A couple other features I just wanted to point out right here. You have this little pencil, which is the edit button, and when you click this, it will use Adobe Flash to open up a very, very specific and comprehensive way for you to edit your picture. So you can add layers, you can change colors, you can add filters. It's very comprehensive. I personally don't know when I'd ever use it, but it's available to you if you want to explore that. The next thing is you can create an audio recording for your picture. So if I press this little button, I will enable my microphone and I can start recording. So this would be helpful to add audio to any visual, especially if students are learning new words or vocabulary terms. And then of course you can delete your image here. So I'm going to double click to add that to my board. So I'm just going to show you a few features up here. This heart is my user library, and when I click on it, it will show me any of the images that I've chosen. I can also click here to upload a media file, either image or audio, or I can drag and drop those files directly into my Picto board. Next, I can click here to add any plugins. And of course here, if I want to record myself with my webcam, I can do that as well. So I'm going to click on my image just to show you some additional features that are available. And I can move this image anywhere on my board simply by clicking here. And if I want to add a description to my image, I can do that. And I can also click here to add audio to that.
Snow falls in winter.
I can add or change the background. So I'm going to add this background color. And I can also add layers to my board. I can add a check mark here if I need to, an X here. This could be helpful when playing a game. So I'm going to remove that. And there are several effects that you can use. There's even this one that actually takes the image and turns it into a puzzle. So you can take a few moments and experiment with those. I can also change the size of my picture in relation to my background, like so. So I'm just going to click off the picture to save my changes. Oops, I lost my text there. There we go. And I can just very easily add new media into each box. So I'm going to do hat. How about scarf? to add that. Oops. And if I add too many scarves, I can always just delete these other ones. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to change the background on that to my blue, or maybe a yellow. I'm going to add my description. You wear a scarf when it is cold.
You wear a scarf when it is cold.
And I'm going to X out of that. So I have now finished my 2x2 winter board, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to give it a name because it's going to save it to my drive, and I'm going to call this Winter Picto Board. And I'm going to click Save. And so now it's titled my project and all my changes have been saved in Drive. If I click on File here, I can also open files here. I can choose several properties I can download, and I can actually print my Picto boards directly from this file option here. If I want to delete this board, I can click Delete. And if I want to create a new board, I can click here. So how do I then get my saved Winter Picto board to be used by my students? So a few things. You can actually share the link to your board by clicking here, and you'll be able to grab a shareable link just like you would any Google Doc, or you could enter names or email addresses of those you want to share with. So basically you would share it in the same way you would share any Google Doc. You can also play your Picto board. And this is my winter board. If I click here,
Snow falls in winter.
It reads my definition for me.
You wear a scarf when it is cold.
Or I can actually just press play, and the computer will automatically highlight each portion of my Picto board. And I can slow down the speed too if I need to. So as you can see, I am back in my Google Drive, and if I want to access that Winter Picto board ever again, I can just double click on it and it will link me up to the Picto4me app. So I'll be able to make any edits, I'll be able to play it from there and use it over and over again. So I hope you find Picto4me as useful as I do in presenting students with a way to visually link speech, words, phrases, text, the sound of your voice or theirs, to allow them to access the curriculum in a different and unique way.